to get here, you want to search up python.org/downloads, which you can download the latest version of Python for whatever operating system you have. Mine is Windows, so you just click down right here. I already have it installed, so I don't really have to set up anything, so yeah. But that's pretty much all you have to do to install Python. And once you have opened up the Python installation package, all you have to click is install now. It takes a little bit for it to be installed. And there you go. Now, in order to program, you got to get an IDE or a text editor. You can literally use Notepad, but I'd recommend you get one. This one is the one that I use, PyCharm. You can get it you can get a professional edition, which costs money, but don't do that. I just use the community edition, which you'd click download right here. I already have it downloaded, but you just have to click here, or you could just click whatever system you have for it. But yeah. That's all you have to do to install it, and then all you have to do is just set it up. Once you've opened up the PyCharm Community Edition setup, here's what you want to do. You want to click Next. This one will work. Next. Why not? Install. It'll take a little bit. Alright, and here you go. Now you can click Run PyCharm Community Edition and click Finish. And here we go. Now we can start programming. Alright, so as you can see in the last video, this exact same thing happened. So now it's time to start programming. In order to make a file, you click right here. You click New and you click Python file. I'm just gonna name this my first project. Go. Now, in order to actually print out text, in order to do this, you have to type print, then you put parentheses, and then you can just sort of put quotes in here. You can put like single or double quotes, and then you can type in whatever you want. I'm just going to type in hello world. And if you were to run it, it'll show off it'll say hello world on here, which is pretty basic. There isn't much right here, but single-handedly right now you can get qualified into any startup in the industry. There you go. Now you could also make variables. You might have learned about them in middle school, but I'm just going to show you how to make one. You can type it in f equals 4. And now you can print. Now in order to print out the value of f, you can type in print, and then just type in an f. But the issue is, if you were to put this in quotes, the thing is that it'll just print out the letter f. But now if you were to run it, it'll print out hello world and then 4. And since that f equals 4, it'll print out 4 right there. But we could also make this into a talking game. So you can type in username equals input. And there we go. And now what we can do is we'll just type it in. We'll just add a print. And then we'll just say hello, or hello in quotes, hello plus the input, or plus username, and then run it. Then you can add your input. I'll say it says hello world. I'm just gonna add Frank. And I say hello Frank. We should have space in between. I'm gonna change this to what is your name. Now if we run it right now, I'll say hello, what is your name? Frank. It says hello Frank. And that's pretty much how you make one, but you can also add an if statement. If So as you can see, what I've written out is it says print. It prints out what's your name, and it says username equals input. So it pretty much says hello plus username. So like whatever your username is, it'll be added into there. There's an if statement plus username. So it says if the username which the username equals input. So if username equals stuff, then it'll print out that's something. So if you play this, you'll type in my name, normal. But if you were to replay this and you would type in stuff, it'll print out hello stuff, that's something. Pretty much. So that's a pretty basic Python programming right there. Okay, so there's not going to be a lot of cuts in here, but I'm just going to be giving you a basic rundown on how to make a guessing game. So first you want to start off with making a variable. This is going to be your word, and then we can equal it to anything. I'm just going to make it be Silly Sam. So this word had to guess, and then guess equals 0. There you go. So this is like your I guess right here, and then I'm gonna create a while statement. We haven't talked about these yet, but here's how you do one. Take while. So this pretty much just creates like a loop statement, and the guess. Excellent. So what the statement says is the guess pretty much equals the word. So like it loops this entire thing around, and then you type in right here, guess equals input. Now we have not talked about the input yet, so this pretty much just allows you to use user input. So it works pretty easily. All you have to do is go like this, and then here you go. You can now, I'm just gonna put enter word. There you go. Now what this essentially does is the guess equals the input. So like this loops this entire statement around in the while loop. So like as many guesses as you can put in here, you can just put in hi, or you can just put in anything really, and like it will do that. But now that's kind of boring. You want to know how if you're getting closer or lower. So you can put an if statement, which I don't think we have talked about yet. If the guess is bigger than the word in this entire statement, then you'll print out a word, print guess higher. Here we go. I think I might have misspelled that, but oh well. And we can create another statement, but what this pretty much just says is if the guess is bigger than the word, then it'll print out the guess higher statement. So like the word is like a lower, or it's not alphabetically ordered lower to this. So then you're going to create an else if statement. An else if statement, it says, it's pretty much like the if statement, but like it's better. And then if what do you call it right here? But if the word is bigger than the guess, then we will create another statement to print out. Guess lower. There we go. Now we can just create an else statement, which will be pretty easy. There we go. So what this pretty much says is if the word is bigger than the guess, then it tells you to guess lower. And then it just says this, else statement will print out you won if you guessed the word Silly Sam correctly. This can be any word you want it to be, really. So like you can make it, I don't know, silly something. I don't know, I'm just gonna make it Sam. And then there you go. Now you can rerun this, and then it tells you to enter in a word. So like, if you were to guess this thing lower than a silly Sam, like R or right, then it'll say guess higher. But if it was something higher, like Z or something, it'll tell you to guess lower. Or if it was like an S, it'll tell you to guess higher. But if you guess correctly, it'll tell you 1, process finished with exit code 0. You want this without saying 1, because I'll show you it has an error code. I'll leave a link for you to copy this code down in the description down below, but yeah, that's pretty much it, actually. I'd create one, and stay tuned for episode 4 on how to program in Python, and I'm out. So first what you want to add here is import time. Pretty much that just basically imports everything that you need. And now what I'm going to put in here, we're going to create it in a variable. And I'm going to put it as the time. There we go. And now I'm going to put it int right here. Now we're going to add input. And now we can just put anything right here to print out. I'm going to put add time. There we go. So pretty much what this says right here is the variable, the time, is equal to, it's like equal to, whoops. Alright, so now that we know this, we can create a time.sleep thing right here. Now we can just create this. Now we can add the variable right here. There we go. So now if we were to run this entire thing, it says add time, and now we can just put it as like 1 second. And there you go. It's completed. But that's kind of basic. We can add a function that says, we can add another variable that says restart. Restart equals input. Now we can just add anything right here. So now we can create a snooze function. Would you like to snooze? Now we can use an if statement. If restart equals okay. Now we can add anything into here for what to equal to, but I'm going to put this function. So since that most snoozes start like about half the normal time, so we can put time.sleep. And then we can put this in braces. We can add the time variable right here. And now we can add a divide symbol. This is the first time we've ever used one of these. And, oh yeah, we gotta add parentheses into here, or else it won't register. But this is the first time we've ever used the dividing symbol. Now we can add an else if statement. Now if restart equals, in parentheses, no, and then add one of these, we can put quit. There you go. There you go. So this is our entire code right here. If you were to run this entire thing, add time, let's just say you want to add like, I don't know, 2 seconds. Wait 2 seconds. It says, would you like to snooze? If you're typing in okay, then it just says it'll just equal to 1 second because we divided it by 2. But if you were to rerun this thing, let's just say 1 to make it quick. Then if you were to type in no, it'll just quit right there. So that's a pretty basic way on how to make a timer for beginners. It's pretty easy. I like this method, and I'll leave a link to the GitHub link thing so you can download this entire thing right here. And yeah.